I'm Doug Bywater, my wife Jenny. We are the service missionaries, intern service missionaries from the Washington DC area.
And I'm Daryl Toops, and my wife is Donna, and she is a church employee, and she is at another conference this week, so this is the first one she's missed. We're the service missionaries from Dallas. She works for LDS Employment.
She's the guru for all of us.
Oh man, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us what you're interested in, what you think you want to do. Just start with Austin.
Okay. I'm still fairly new to the healthcare administration, but I'm thinking of possibly going into long-term care.
Okay.
And I also wanted to come because I'm from Pennsylvania, so I figured since that's pretty close to Washington DC,
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
want to find some opportunities there.
Okay. So maybe like a Sunrise Corporation or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And we do have some contacts in that area. All right. Matt, how about you?
Well, I did an internship at the hospital back home. It was really neat that I had a chance to go meet with a GPO, and we were with them every other week or so. And then I did go to a political action committee meeting, and I thought it was just unique how some of the dynamics are with providing quality care, and then some of the possible obstacles in actually being able to provide that to citizens. So I think it'd be neat to possibly sit in or have more opportunities to learn more about that as I haven't other than that one meeting.
So where do you think that would lead you through an occupation?
So, well, there is I forget what the organization's called, but they do work out of Boise, and they do a lot of advising for some of the politicians and the governor. I know that they meet with them pretty regularly just to make sure that
So
it's
policy kind of job.
possibly. And I was also looking into George Washington University to do an MBA in healthcare management there. That wouldn't be for another 2 years until I complete my MHA, but I'd like to come see there also.
Okay. Well, good school. Expensive. Okay. Tyler, how about you?
I've been kind of interested in public policy and how that affects with healthcare. I guess that's kind of big in Washington DC.
Kinda.
Okay. And Ashley, how about you?
I want to go into long-term care in Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Well, you've narrowed it down.
I have. Texas
That's good.
is the end goal.
That's good.
Well, how can we help you?
I wanted to know what you had in mind or what kind of opportunities there would be for us. And for me particularly, I graduated in December. I was accepted to University of Cincinnati. It's an online Master's of Healthcare Administration. But I think it'd be neat to do another internship or some type of fellowship during or after that. I was wondering what you guys have.
What about something on the hill, like a committee?
Oh, sure.
Committee assignment of some sort in healthcare.
Sounds neat.
Where are you from?
Soda Springs, Idaho, 2.5 hours away.
Okay.
We have good contact, good working back and forth with Senator Crapo's office.
Okay.
I don't know what committee.
I don't know either, but I'll bet she could find out who the committee chairs are for healthcare.
Okay.
I don't even know what they are. Maybe you do. But, look into it,
Yeah.
okay? That's your homework assignment. Look into who is on committees that are involved in healthcare. And they've got to be plenty. I mean, putting through Obamacare had to have been a major effort.
Sure. If it's put, not
already.
You know, let's not put together already. But find out, and then, as Jenny says, we've got a very good friend who is Crapo's chief of staff, and I'm sure she can find, you know, internships in the committees. You're married,
I am.
okay? What about your wife? What's her?
She actually just got a job with the FBI. She's starting at the beginning of the year. Well, depending on what happens.
So will
whether
she
we
go to
stay in this
Quantico, or
area.
is she gonna?
Yeah, she does have to for a few weeks,
Mhm.
but it depends on what happens with me in the next 2 or 3 months.
Is she gonna be an agent, or is she a finance or a lawyer?
She's gonna be in the finance division, solely service, but
Is she gonna be
always been
in
open to
DC, or is she,
support.
well, she could be anywhere.
She'll be in DC for her training, but there's a field office in Pocatello where her parents are from.
And that's what she would like to do. I think,
Growing up,
I think in the FBI, you go wherever they tell you
Yeah,
to go.
well, and there's a lot of leeway as far as where you wanna go.
Is there?
Yeah, she's wanted to be an agent, like fly helicopters and everything. She's really cool.
Tough.
She's cool. No, she's sensitive. She's a cool girl, but it really depends on what opportunities open up for me in the next couple months and what we'll do.
Okay. Well, look into that
Yeah,
and then get in touch with us, and we can see what we can do on that.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, Tanner? Public policies, same kind of thing?
I think it's what you just mentioned,
Okay.
committee or something.
And where are you from?
I'm from Dallas, but I have family in Virginia, so I'm kind of interested in that area.
Okay.
Um,
Well, again, you do the same thing,
Yeah.
okay? Get online and, you know, I'm sure that it's easy enough to find out who's on what committees that deal with healthcare, and I don't even know what the committees are, both in the House and the Senate. And all those committees have staff, and I'm sure they take interns. Are you married or single?
Oh, I'm not that crazy. I'm single.
Come on, brother. Well, DC is a great place for a single LDS guy. The wards are about 2 to 1 in your favor, the single wards.
It's easy to find housing for single men.
Yeah, it's easy to find housing. So you do the same kind of homework, and you know, let us know who are on those committees, and then we can go to our friend and say, look, we've got a couple of guys who want to get on these committees, and can you help us?
I think Becky should be on those.
Committees.
Staff, right? Yeah.
Okay. Austin, how about you?
Well, I have to do more homework as well, but I just wanted to find out a little more about internship opportunities in the Washington area. I guess that's-
Well, you know, Sunrise is located there. Their headquarters are there.
Okay.
They're a fairly good-sized, long-term healthcare provider.
Mhm.
But again, do some homework and see what others are there. We do have some contacts with Sunrise.
And he probably has contacts with the other.
Yeah. In fact, it's, our friend is, right now, he's the temple president of the Washington
Oh,
DC
okay.
Temple,
Yeah.
Brian Swinton. But he has still kept his finger in that area, and he knows a lot of the players.
Mhm.
So, but you do some homework too and see who else might be located there that might be of interest.
Right.
And it's that kind of long-term care that you're looking at,
Mhm.
rather than nursing home
Right.
type care?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think Manor Care is also located there, maybe in Maryland. But I think they're more nursing home.
Okay.
What's your name, young lady?
Kyra.
Kyra.
Kyra Grow.
Kyra?
Mm-hmm.
Grow?
Yeah, like flowers grow.
And where are you from?
I'm from Bonners Ferry, Idaho.
Okay. what do you wanna do?
I kind of am leaning towards the long-term care side, but also leaning towards the foundation side. So like fundraising for hospitals, public relations.
Okay.
I'm also thinking of getting my master's if I go that route.
What would you get your master's in?
Public health / healthcare administration.
Okay. So you're more interested in this kind of thing rather than public health itself?
It just depends. I really like both
Have
sides.
you thought about the public health service,
I have.
U.S. public health service?
To work for the state or for the federal government
Uh-huh.
would be amazing.
The public health service is a uniform service. We've got a young man that grew up in our ward and he's now a major in the public health service. Wears a uniform. He was a nurse, got his nursing degree and then went into public health and has been involved in all kinds of stuff. But, so if you're interested in that, again, go to the websites and look at it, and if there's an interest, let us know, and we can put you in touch with people that are in that area, who can answer your questions better than we can. Okay? All right, what's your name?
My name is Mike Anderson.
Mike Anderson,
Yes, sir.
okay? And what's your interest?
So I definitely would like to be involved at some point in time in affecting policy. I'd like to get some experience, work in the private sector for, 10, 15 years, something like that, and then help make healthcare better in America.
What would you do in the private sector to start with?
I'm kind of in between either in hospital administration itself or in long-term care. Either, I haven't quite decided which one to commit to yet.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Southern California.
Okay, you wanna go back there, or are you looking?
I'm
Whatever.
happy to go wherever. To be honest, I love California, but if I never had to pay rent there again, I would be happy.
Are you single or married?
I'm married. I have a wife and 3 kids.
Okay, where's your wife from?
She's from Southern California as well.
Okay, and then, does she wanna go back to mama?
No, I mean, she would be happy if mom came wherever we
Hey,
ended
listen,
up.
that's a big draw.
Yeah, that's a real question.
We're finding it's very interesting. We have great contacts who would love to hire BYU-I kids. We had one guy tell us, do not send us a guy who's married to a woman from Idaho or Utah.
Because they won't stay.
He says they won't stay.
So it's a
He's
real
a big
question.
construction company, and he says, we have a great internship program. We spend thousands of dollars training these guys, and 2 years later, they're back in Idaho or back in Utah. So it's kind of interesting.
No, it's fair enough question.
But again, so you're interested, now, Darrell hasn't spoken up yet. He's the Dallas guy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested in Dallas area, like Ashley is, he's the guy to.
And I kind of got tagged onto this based on my own interest, but I'm here for a little bit different purpose. When y'all are done, I'll tell you what
Tell
my
them now.
angle is.
Tell them now.
Okay. Well, Sister Toops is not here, but Sister Toops is at she's a church employee and she's at meetings in Las Vegas. But
She works for church employment.
church employment, so if you're looking for employment assistance, we can help you there also along with internship. She really pushed this, and she told me, she said, you've got to talk to healthcare. So there is a very, very dynamic church member in the Dallas area, and his name is Britt Barrett. I want y'all to write that down because I want y'all to Google him. B-R-I-T-T B-E-R-R-E-T-T. And a couple of his kids that go to school here, I've seen him at the career fair years back. Brother Barrett is currently the undergraduate program director in healthcare administration at University of Texas at Dallas. He just took the job. Before that, he was president of Presbyterian Health, Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital. The hospital's got the Ebola. He had been there till about May. Are you familiar with him?
No, I just remember the name of the
Yeah.
hospital.
So he's there. We have met with him, Sister Toops has met with him, and he has agreed that he would like to do a virtual visit if y'all are interested.
We
If
are.
you're not and won't go, he's not gonna wanna do it,
We're interested.
okay? So, cause that means he's gonna wanna see some faces out there. He's very dynamic, you need to go look him up. His resume is unbelievable. He has recently written a book, and I have not read it, but Sister Tips is almost done. And my next assignment will be to read his book. And it's called, I think it's the Patient or Patience. And it's the patient comes second. And it's an administrative management book, and I think it's been on the Wall Street Journal's bestseller list of business. And you can go read about it. I brought something on it and I can't find it, but I Googled it and his book's for sale. Anyway, Brother Barrett would love to do a virtual visit if y'all will agree that you want it and you will attend. And if I can go back and tell him he's ready to go.
And we can schedule that after this meeting if you'd like, if we can do it in November or.
Yeah, I'll just need to go to the,
Let's
Get the
get
dates
together.
available
If you
for
tell
that.
me that you think November's good, that's what I'll go back and tell him.
We know the
Yeah.
6th is available, because we took the 13th. They
They
gave us the 6th and the
Usually, so we
13th.
talking schedule-wise, just to make sure
6th
that's
is
fair.
fine.
But,
Perfect.
yeah, for sure.
We'll talk after.
Yeah, but she's saying that she thinks maybe the November 6th might have an opening.
Is
I
available.
know there's an opening that
I don't know if we
Thursday.
can pull it off that fast, but we'll try, but I'll work with you on some possible dates, and that'll be great. I've met him, he's dynamic, and he has some kind of reputation. And he's interested in BYU, Idaho, because he's sent children here. So, he's interested in you guys, as we all are, but he's very interested because, he sent some money here, I guess. To pay. So that's really all I had. If you're interested in healthcare in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, there's a lot, there's pretty much everything. Policy might be on the low end of the scale of availability for persons in the Washington area, but if you're interested, you can contact us and we'll start seeing what we can do together. But mainly I was here just to plug Brother Barrett, and now that all of y'all have said yes, and you'll get your classmates and friends, we'll do that, and I think you'll enjoy it. He's a great guy.
You got a comment?
I'll ask later. I'll get contact, get something, I'll ask later. Thank you.
Ashley has some of our cards.
Does she? That'd be perfect, that would be great.
Kara, have you looked at any particular people that you might want to do fundraising for, or PR for, or?
I did my internship actually at Bonner General in Sandpoint, northern Idaho.
Okay,
And so I did it with the foundation department. So
Okay.
I really liked it, but I didn't have any openings, like, because I was still continuing on with my bachelor's, they couldn't offer me the job.
and are you looking now for another internship or a job?
I'm looking for a job, or if I don't really find a job right now, I was thinking of just going and doing my master's and then looking for a job later.
When do you graduate?
In December.
So you do one.
Okay, well, I'm sure all of the big hospital systems have fundraising.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, some of the largest employers in the Washington area are hospital systems. You know, Inova is one, and MedStar is another. Johns Hopkins is mostly in Baltimore, but also has a DC presence. They're some of the biggest employers, so I'm sure that they have all kinds of, so go on their websites, see if you see something. We do have contacts at Inova and MedStar. And we can probably find contacts at Johns Hopkins too.
Now, the other thing, are you working with Steve Zollinger?
Expedition,
so I work with him, he hasn't talked to me, they had mentioned that you guys were wanting to do an expedition.
Yeah, he's
And
talking
so-
about one in February.
Okay, fine.
If that happened, what would you like to, I mean, what should we try to find?
So an expedition, in case you guys don't know, like we take students and we'll go to Washington DC, and we can see different organizations, different people that you're interested in.
Potential employers.
Yeah, potential employers, and the Bywaters help set all of that up. So if you let them know what you're interested in, they can make sure that it's an expedition that you truly want to go see, that we see the contacts while we're there, that you want to see.
You pay part of the cost and the school pays part of the cost.
And
For the
sometimes,
expedition.
some students set up interviews. I mean, it isn't always just a tour. Especially if they're on, well, it probably wouldn't be a whole lot anyway. I mean, it would be easy enough to set up some interviews.
You know, a tour to somebody's office isn't always that much fun, but if you can get in and see some of their operations and that, and, you know, we've tried to do that with the accounting, the accounting students. They work in offices, but a lot of them are in auditing and work in the field. And we just happened to take them to a manufacturing company called Peterbilt. They build the trucks. You've seen all the trucks, Peterbilt? They build them all in Denton, Texas. And we had a church member who is an accountant there, and he arranged for us to come in on the evening shift when it wasn't quite so busy. And they were building tractor trucks. And it was absolutely impressive. When a couple of the kids walked up, one of them said, I didn't know accountants got to do this, because it was cost accounting and quality control. So the accountants not only worked in the office, but they were in the shop. And this facility is immaculate. It's the nicest place I've ever been. And so we've now placed at least another intern and possibly another employee at Peterbilt from that trip. And we've also gone out to Halliburton, which is an oil field supply company. And they manufacture, it's real interesting, if you go to Halliburton, everything is round, about that big, because it's got to fit the pipe. And so all the metals come in, everything when it leaves is round and long enough to fit the pipe. And it's all built, all the electronics and the mechanics, everything. And so, it's a good place. And there's, again, the operations manager in Carrollton in Dallas is LDS, and he doesn't mind us doing tours. So, there's.
But if you want, if you're interested in going to Washington and give us your ideas of, like health, long-term care, sounds like is of interest to some of you. I'm sure we could set something up with Sunrise and any other of the long-term care facilities that are there, or policy. I'm sure we can set something up with, somebody on one of these committees, congressional committees.
I was gonna say, I don't know if they're located, but like Kaiser Foundation, Family
Kaiser,
Foundation.
yes, is in Maryland.
That would be great to
That's
do with
right.
them. If there's any
Yeah,
other
yeah.
like healthcare advocacy or lobby group, that would be, for me, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know about everybody else,
yeah,
but I can
yeah.
I speak for myself. I would love to make contact and come and meet them and everything too.
Well, if look those things up and
Sure.
find out the names and so
Sure.
on and let us know. We
Sure.
can do the same kind of thing, but
Yeah.
you look it up and see what's of interest to you and
Sure.
let us know, and I'm sure we can find, contacts there. All right, what else? How else can we help you?
What advice would you give to online students who are trying to go through this process of finding internships and looking for jobs?
Well, again, the exact same thing. Find out, you do the work to start with to find out what companies or businesses or agencies or whatever would be of interest to you. Find out as much as you can about them. And then start finding people who know those people. And if they're located in the Washington area, contact us. If they're located in Dallas, contact the Tubes. If they're located in, we've got a number of us around the country that can help.
Is there a website or something that they can go to and see. Oh, well, I'm from the Denver area, who are the Denver
Yes.
Service
Yes, go to
Missionaries.
the
Go
ADC.
to the academic.
Academic Discovery Center.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have all of our contact information and, you know, can help you.
I think the online students have to do an internship. So
Mhm.
are they allowed to tag along on an expedition or meet up with an expedition if they cover their cost or?
You know, that's what I was just thinking, I'd like to look into it, I would assume at the very minimum, they could at least meet up with us, we can give them the schedule and things like that. So that would actually, when we go to,
Well, that's a good idea.
yeah, when we go to DC, we can even target market as far as pull people that are in that area and
Mhm.
send them a direct email and say, this is what our itinerary is, if you guys
Yes.
would like to come. So that's a
Be
great.
great, yeah.
Are there quite a few, healthcare administration online students?
I think right now we're about, we're almost to 400,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So there's quite a bit.
For the expeditions, what's like the average cost, just so I can kind of.
Well, I think they give you a fixed cost. It used to be
Okay.
$300,
But now it's.
and then the school covered everything else, but I think they changed that number a little bit.
Might be
You
400.
can check with, or we can check with the boys and find out, but,
Okay,
it's a fixed amount that you pay,
okay.
and then they cover everything else.
Steve will know that.
Yeah, Steve will know
Yeah,
that.
and that's why I was thinking it's 3 or 4, but we can
Okay.
find out.
So, okay.
And then that covers hotel
Plane ticket, all that kind of stuff?
It covers airfare, hotels,
Okay.
and transportation.
and, and we'll have you at our hospital.
I'm okay with that.
At least one night.
Kira, you had something?
Oh, I was gonna ask when it was to.
Well, they're looking at February. Steve is,
Second week of February, I think is what we,
yeah, I think the second week of February is what we sort of settled on.
it's kind of out of our hands now and back in your court, and then if it's really something that you want, then we'll all get to work on it.
How many people would we need to kind of like have commit kind of thing?
I think their minimum is 5.
5 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yep.
We got that.
We've had a group of 2 come in.
I'll find 5 people,
Oh,
okay.
Did
We
you
had,
have?
one accountant and economic finance, financial economics.
Okay.
But we can do healthcare also. I
Cool.
mean, I don't want to take.
Texas is huge, and
Yeah.
So if you're,
yeah.
if you're interested in doing one there, well,
Yeah.
we can do one there.
Yeah.
And we'll offer that. We'll help you in any way.
Sure,
The main thing is like the Bible said, they need to know, we need to know what you want.
sure,
We need to know who you want to see.
sure.
Because if we know an organization that you want to visit, then we start looking for, do we have contacts there?
Sure.
So we're not just calling them cold.
Yeah,
And if we can have a contact, just like with Brother Barrett or somebody else in the Dallas area, he knows everybody and he can help, so. But you've got to tell us what you're wanting,
yeah,
and then and Sister Toops will grill you pretty good. I just want you to know, if you come to Dallas.
She's
she-
tough.
She can get her
Tie
hands
your
on
tie
you,
right.
she'll get you pretty good. And she's worked with a couple that, last time that had interviews the next morning and they were not ready.
yeah,
And she spent about 30 minutes with each one and then gave them a homework assignment, and I think one of them got a job. And he wasn't gonna get it when we first talked to him, he was a knucklehead. He just wasn't prepared.
Yeah, that's the thing too. If you're gonna come, then make sure that your resumes are as good as they can be, and make sure that your, interviewing skills are,
You've been to practice interviews at the.
you know, they do all that over here. I hope you all know that. Do we have any of our little cards to pass out?
Do they offer that same thing for online students, or is it just
I
for?
don't know that.
Okay, that'd be a
Uh,
good thing to
I'll
research.
bet they do for the resume stuff.
Yeah, the online students can go to LDS employment offices, and they're all over the United States.
yeah,
And they offer a lot of that. They'll offer resume and LinkedIn help. They'll offer practice interviews and whatnot. So, yeah, it's
Yeah,
there.
so they can go to their local.
Yeah, local LDS
This is what the
employment.
ABC wants you to come do.
They call it employment. It's employment resource center. Isn't that what it's called?
If they want you to do those 4
Thank you very
things,
much.
and if you'll do them, you get a free T-shirt.
You're awesome.
But it's, to prepare you for looking for a job.
Ashley.
Yes.
So I'll work with Steve Zollinger on this expedition.
Okay,
And then
perfect.
I'll email you and then you can get it out to
Okay.
your society.
Okay.
Anyway, if we can.
And we'll
work-
start planning. And do you have my email?
Um,
I'll give it to you.
yeah, we'll connect.
Sounds good.
Okay, what other questions do you have? Yes.
Like both the Dallas area and Washington DC area, do they have a lot of job opportunities open right now? Because sometimes the market's just so full of healthcare admin students that it's like, no, they don't really have a lot of job openings.
I don't think we know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't.
Dallas
I don't.
does. There's a community about 100 miles east of Dallas, Tyler, Texas. It's in the Piney Woods, it's gorgeous. And Tyler is the largest community in East Texas, and healthcare has taken off there. They have 3 or 4 hospitals in Tyler, and Tyler's not a big town. It's maybe 100,000, 120. It's fairly small, but it's the East Texas Healthcare Center, and so they have 3 or 4 hospitals, and then just everything else. And I've looked at the job postings there, and they're pages and pages long. They can't get enough nurses, enough physical therapists. So Tyler has a college. It has University of Texas at Tyler, and it has Tyler Junior College. Both are real good schools. So there's opportunity if you go there with a family for them, and it's not that far from Dallas. And so that happens. That's all around Texas. It's like that in Killeen, the Killeen area. The Scott and White hospitals now are really growing. So it's all over. You don't have to be in Dallas to find. I mean, this is a profession that you find a lot of places.
And again, go on to some of these websites and find out.
They'll have the job.
Like Sunrise, go on their website, and they'll have job listings. You know, all I can say is that Northern Virginia has one of the lowest, I mean, the Washington DC area has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the United States. You know, there's an awful lot of opportunity there.
Who are some, and I apologize if you've already covered this, who are some of the big healthcare providers in the Washington DC area?
Inova, INOVA, it's a hospital system.
Okay,
MedStar.
MedStar. MedStar is the biggest one. Johns Hopkins. Adventist Hospital System, I guess it is.
are they like Seventh-day Adventists, is it that,
Yep,
okay?
yep.
Do you know if they're affiliated at all with, because in Southern California, Loma Linda?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
There's-
would be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're one of the big employers in the
Okay.
area.
And then Kaiser.
And then, you know, lots of Kaiser, of course, has facilities all around the area, and their headquarters are there.
Okay,
So those are some of the big ones.
sure. Are there any long-term care facilities or like that at all in that area that?
Well, the only big one that I know of is Sunrise, but,
And Manor
but
Care,
I,
you
well, Manor Care, but I think Manor Care is, look them up.
Okay,
I think they're more, nursing homes, but they probably also have,
yeah,
and look them up, look
Sure.
up any of them in the Washington area.
okay.
We just happen to know about those.
And do you, just out of curiosity, do you have contacts with anyone,
We do.
anyone more than other one, or is
We
there?
do in Inova,
Okay,
we do in MedStar,
okay,
we do in Sunrise, but I'm sure we can find contacts in Kaiser,
okay.
because it's all over the place.
We could get one at Adventist, Rollins.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find one at the Adventist Hospital System. And we do have contacts on the Hill.
And
We
the other
do
thing
policy
would be,
wonks.
there are almost military, hospitals around that, I don't know that they take non-military
Sure.
interns, but they might.
And what we use, the public health service, I've never.
U.S. Public Health Service.
So what,
Okay.
Well, I have my class now.
It's look them up again, but they, I'm sure do all kinds of policy stuff.
sure,
And it's a uniform service.
And Brian was doing some lab.
Well, yeah, he was involved in oncology testing and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
They're very involved in Homeland Security
Are they?
issues, yeah.
Yes,
When
that
I
too.
was, I was in
Yeah.
emergency management, and we had
Okay.
a uniform,
USL.
major, I don't remember who he was,
Yeah.
And his involvement with me was grants. They were giving out public health grants,
Okay.
and he was the kind of the administrator in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. There was a couple of them. And they met with us, and we talked about grants and the process and what we could use them for and what we couldn't. And he was sort of the enforcer for the grants in that area.
How is the VA hospital, I guess, I assume there's lots of military bases in Texas.
There are
and
VA
a lot of
hospitals
VA
all around
hospitals.
the country.
Yeah.
There are quite a few VA hospitals in
And of
Texas.
course, the VA office, headquarters are in DC.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah, there's a big VA hospital in Dallas. There's
okay,
one in Waco. They're all over.
okay,
And they are VA.
yeah.
They seem to be having more than their troubles right now, but
Well, they've always had more than their
they need
troubles.
good administrators,
Sure. Yeah,
And their administrators are not, well, we weren't. My dad worked for the VA
Yeah.
hospital in Salt Lake his whole career. And
sure,
he was reserved, but he certainly wasn't a military
Yeah.
person.
yeah,
And neither were any of his bosses, as I think about it,
Sure.
anybody he worked with. So that,
Yeah.
their administration must be
civilian.
mostly civilian.
Okay.
So do some of your homework and find out who is in the Washington area that would be of interest to you, and then contact us or Dallas, and contact us, and we'll see what we can do.
Sure.
Anything else?
I have one last question. So I'm graduating in December, looking for a job, and most companies, they want 3 to 5 years experience. What advice would you have to someone who's freshly out of, their undergrad or graduate program who doesn't have much experience to get their foot in the door, other than doing your homework and networking, I guess?
Take any job you can get to get your foot in the door. You might only do that for 3 months, and then they'll see, oh, she can really do more than this.
And you might have to do it in a place you really don't want to
That's right.
live or work, but that's maybe the dues you have to pay.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, to start out, that's sometimes, and then sometimes it lands you, you'll
But
be
I'll tell you,
surprised.
it is networking that does it,
Yeah.
and just be open and talk to everybody you know and your families know, and, we've seen it in our personal lives with our kids, and that's how the jobs are, that's how you get the good jobs, is by knowing somebody, networking like that. So, every time you talk to somebody, tell them what you're looking for. They may know somebody, and everybody you talk to has a whole new universe of people. And just keep expanding that.
Link with us on LinkedIn,
Yeah,
especially with Sister Tubes. But link with any of us on LinkedIn, because we're never going to turn you down. We want you to have the contacts that we might have and to share. So,
get your LinkedIn profiles up. If you haven't, go to the alumni office, get a good professional picture taken.
Picture taken.
Even if it's your favorite picture at the beach or your favorite picture in the mountains, don't do that. You have a really good professional picture, and then let them work through your profile. They'll do it for nothing, and
Here at the university?
Yeah,
Okay.
at the alumni.
and they actually have some classes where you can learn a lot more about it
Yeah.
and do it yourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to the Power to Become thing at all, or do you know?
We
where you
are.
we
Okay.
are, yeah.
We are, just because one of the speakers grew up in our ward.
Oh, really? Which,
Amy
which,
has-
Amy
Antonelli.
Antonelli.
okay.
Yeah.
Are they talking, because I know that social media is kind of like a big emphasis at.
Yeah, I
That is
saw
gonna be
that, I
one of
don't
the
know
things,
exactly how
yes.
that's,
Okay, okay. I didn't know if LinkedIn,
it sounds like it's more Twitter and other things, I don't know exactly. We're too old. On the networking, people may say to you, oh, I don't know anybody, or, well, we're not hiring. That doesn't push it a little bit. Our son graduated as an architect. He went to Prague to do his last semester, And, when he left, he had 3 job offers in Raleigh. And when he came home, which was right when the housing bust happened, not only were the people again, and I was at church talking to a friend in the hall, what are we gonna do with these kids? And she said, well, our next door neighbor is the head architect for GSA, the Government Services Administration. So she called him. Les said, we're not hiring, but I'd like to talk to these young guys, come down. Andrew went down, and before he came home to our house, Les had called and offered him a job.
Cool.
So you never know.
You just need to get your foot in the door.
And that's, and also don't sneeze at government work. We're very private sector people, and we go, oh, the government, Andrew's gonna work for it. Oh. Well, by the time he finishes his 7 or 8 years, they will have paid all his student loans. He has a transportation pass on the metro that they paid. His salary is good, they're building a brand new house.
He gets good health care.
You can't sneeze at,
Sure.
I mean, it's a great way for him to get
Get
started.
every holiday off.
Every,
Yeah.
oh, better than
Columbus
that.
Day.
He works
Internet,
10-hour days, and so every other Friday he's off. They're encouraging
Works at least
teleworking.
once or twice a day from home,
I mean,
or, I mean, a week.
it's quite the thing, so don't discount that if you happen to think you don't wanna do that. It's not so bad.
I know the University of Utah, for people that go to graduate school, they have dual programs, Master of Healthcare Administration, and I'm kind of tied between either MHA with a Master of Public Health or MHA Master of Public Administration. Do you have any advice as to which would be better for someone
If
that
you want
wants
to be in
do that?
health care, I'd go with the health care.
Well, it's healthcare / MBA healthcare / MPH healthcare /
I'd go.
Master of
I'd
Public
go
Administration.
healthcare and MBA.
Okay.
What the Bible orders were saying about, government, work for the government. I work for a city, a small city,
Sure.
about 230,000. And when I retired, and I worked for 30 years, and when I retired, I needed a financial analyst to help me because I didn't know what to do about the money and
Sure.
investments and all that. And my retirement was Texas Municipal Retirement System, which is pretty much all government, city employees in Texas work for it. And she came back and she said, you've made 2 real good decisions in your life. And I said, what's that? She said, you stayed at one place long enough to get a retirement, and you stayed at a place that had a very good retirement. And it's just a city, but I've retired okay, I'm not rich, but I've retired very comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
And I retired early. I've been retired, I'm only 65, and I've been retired 4 years. And
Just don't retire from Detroit, right?
from what? From
Detroit.
Yeah. But I've, I miss my profession, but I don't miss going to the office every day.
Sure.
I like chasing the cows out of the pond and that kind of stuff, working in my shop. But, a government job, a city job, and our salaries were good, and when they weren't good, well, we would threaten not to go put out the fire at somebody's house, and the city
And
council
you
would
do
generally ante up, and we
Sure.
did that at once. So, and they paid for a lot of my schooling, and a lot of things were very, very good about it, and holidays, and I worked in the community where I live, which was really nice. That was really nice. I had a 6-minute drive to work with no traffic,
Sure.
so.
Okay, we'll give you our cards so that you have our contact information, and if you don't already have it. And, we'd love to have you come back to Washington and let us show you around. Let's see, the last group was, they were in February, weren't they? And we went to a Wizards game.
Yeah, it wasn't very much.
But,
Or sometimes it's
yeah,
wicked weather there, but nothing like here, so.
I
yeah.
don't know, I was in there in
You'll
June
think
and I
it's
got
spring.
rained out.
All right.
Came out of nowhere.
Okay,
All right, well, let us
Anything
know.
else
Keep us
while we're here?
informed and,
all right,
yeah.
yeah, let us help you.
All right, well,
What
thank you so
What
much
we're called to do.
for taking
Well
your
done.
time out of your day. Thank you.
You bet.
That's what we're here for.